Good evening, everyone, and welcome back. If you are watching after the fact, then please do feel free to skip forward to qualifying, as we are still setting a few things up, and we are currently down a ghost. We shouldn't be starting too long. Apologies for the delay. Those of you watching live, we'll see you in a moment. Right, there we go. I'm just getting everything else sorted out. I think I'm missing a couple people. I'll have to see in a moment. Hello, Rick. Yeah, it's a little bit disappointing. I think Ghost has been fairly busy recently and hasn't had time to update. So we'll give him a couple more minutes. We should be going by 22, hopefully. Hello, One Ring. Yes, that's right. Good luck, everybody. I can't remember who. I don't know who I'm missing. To be honest, I haven't hosted a lobby in a little while. And gonna have to check through and have a look. Excluding myself, we should have. Oh, who am I missing? What Yusuf? We haven't got a Harry Bix at the moment. We've got a Madman. We've got a Muhiti. We've got a QB. We have got a Hartman. We've got a Bumblebee. We've got a One Ring. We've got a Monkey Mafia. We have the People's Champion. We have VK. Yes, we do. We've got LB. Yep, he's right there. We've got Tinoz. Championship leader, do we? No, we don't. We don't have Tinoz. We're missing Tinoz as well. Sepe Delkens. I don't think I have you on my friends list. We've got a Krauser, I believe. Yes. So I'm going to add some people now on the Discord. I'm going to mute that as well. Who else did I say? Can't remember who else I said I was missing. Tinoz, who is now... Oh no, Tinoz is in now. Awesome. There's Stingray. I didn't have him in. Is Harry Bix here? Yeah, no, so I just need to add Harry Bix. And... our Ghost is here. He's not in the party yet though. I just need to add Harry Bix and friggin' Sepe Delcans. I'm probably saying that wrong.
Hello, sorry about that.
God, it's nice for you to show up. God. Oh man.
Sepe Dielkins is SW, so he's already in.
Ah, there we go. I didn't know that.
And I just sent an invite to Harry Bix as well, so... You sound... like you have a cold.
Me? No, I'm fine.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely fine. Oh dear. No, I was doing some, before I came on here I was doing some, I don't know why, I was doing some ranked lobbies, I just felt like racing.
Alright.
And, you know, nothing's changed. Nothing changed is in there. There was this one guy, right, he's this American fella, right?
Oh, here we go.
I'm racing him at Hungary, I'm doing really well, I had a lot of speed, and then this guy cuts across me, going into turn one, even though I'm like half a car length beside him, and I message him being like, "Oh, dude, your racecraft leaves little to the imagination." And he's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Leave some room next time." And he just goes, "Go around the outside." I was like, "Well, no, that's not how it works." And then he did it again around Bahrain, and I was like, "Wow, wow, you're awful. Good luck, have fun." And he's like, "I had the racing line." I was like, "Yeah, sure." Cool.
Yeah. Sure, bye.
Oh my god.
Okay, do you want me to tell them to ready up?
Yeah, I think we've got everybody. I better select spectator.
Yeah, me too.
Yusuf needs to select a car.
Yeah.
Oh, pardon me. There we go. He's in his car now.
There we go. Let's go.
Let's go.
I'm gonna grab a quick drink while we get started. So I'll be right back.
Hello, Oliver Parcell. Welcome to the stream. Hello, Hartman. Welcome. Good luck tonight. I guess this is very quickly disappearing, but I'm going to quickly grab up my comm strips and tell you good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the APPF1 Tier 2 for tonight's dose of racing action. I am your commentator this evening, and joining me as always is the three-time sprint champion Ghost, who is currently getting a drink, but he will be back momentarily. But anyway, Season 3, Round 3 is going to see us round an old World War II airfield that goes by the name of Silverstone. You might have heard of it. It's quite the staple of Formula 1 and is the home of British motorsport and home to many of APPF1's drivers. Silverstone shall see our drivers navigate 18 corners and 5.891 kilometres from grid to flag in order to tackle. Whoa! I really made a massive typo there. In order to take the top step this evening. This track is truly incredible, and it usually comes with an incredible race. Hello, Ghost. How are you? And wouldn't you say that this is quite the circuit for Grand Prix racing?
Absolutely. Hello, everyone. Sorry for the wait. I got stuck with the update, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. Silverstone's usually a good race. I have had terrible luck at Silverstone in the last 3 races we've had here, so I'm not currently a big fan of the track, but I know it produces great racing, and it's a weird track because everyone seems to be good at this track, and the time trial leaderboards are crazy. So yeah, I think it will be a good one, despite maybe qualifying will be a little bit more varied. I think Madman will get pole by a mile today, but other than that, I think qualifying pace doesn't always define race pace, so we should get a good race regardless.
Yeah, certainly. And something odd happening before I continue with my scripted part of the session. Bumblebee is out first on the circuit.
Wow.
Which is something we don't normally see, so we'll be riding on board with him in a little while to show you how a defending championship takes a lap around the Silverstone circuit. But anyway, back to last week in Hungary, where we saw a turbulent race that saw our drivers battling wet conditions and a certain commentator that was a bit too impressed by some of the drivers. LB displayed dominant form in a race which saw him take the podium alongside Ollie Oliver and Tinoz. We also saw a tough race for defending champion Bumblebee that he will surely want to put behind him as we go into Silverstone this evening. 14 points covering the top 10. It's looking like a close one, Ghost.
Yeah, for sure. The championship's completely on the line at the moment. Usually after race 2 you've got an idea of who the contenders are going to be, but at the moment it's tricky to say. There's so many drivers that could still be in it, especially with the disasters that can happen around tracks like Silverstone, not because it's a tricky track to overtake or anything like Monaco or Singapore, but just because it's a track where you have to be perfect to compete, and sometimes that can put the pressure on drivers as Bumblebee begins his lap.
Yeah, he does. He's coming down the Hamilton straight then, and it'll be straight into Abbey, a flat-out right-hander that gives you very little time to prepare for the left. That is Village, Farm. Then down into the hairpin, breaking at the 50-metre board for Village, getting the best exit possible and heading down toward the loop. Exit is crucial as you get out here, and you come down now into Aintree, and then straight onto the Wellington straight. And it'll be the DRS open for Bumblebee, and the sector time should pop up any second now as he comes across the sector line. It's a 27.631 for the first sector as he comes through with Brooklands corner, and then straight into Luffield, looking for the best exit possible and the best line through there to carry some good speed into Woodcott and down all the way to Copse, coming down past the old pit straight, past the old starting line. And then, does he go flat through Copse? No, he's a little lift there, so that might cost him some lap time compared to some of the other guys. But anyway, we're going to come down now into Maggots, and then through around another corner into Beckett, and then around the Chapel curve right here, down onto the Hangar straight now. And it's going to be a long run with DRS as a car weaves around and gets out of the way, down toward the Stowe corner now. He's going to be looking again for the 50-metre board as he comes and gets on that apex as late as he dares and gets on the power as early as possible to run all the way down to the Vale chicane. As he runs down through there, looks like a nice exit for Bumblebee, so he's going to come across the line and set the initial pace. But lastly, he's got to come through Club Corner and back to the Hamilton straight. It's a 1:27.6.
Not a bad opening lap from Bumblebee. You could see some places where he did lose some time, but it's
LB
a decent
instantly
LB
3 tenths faster.
27.3, but I reckon Pole will be into the 26s today. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if anyone can hook up a lap that will challenge the likes of Madman, who if he goes out on softs, I think will comfortably take pole as long as he doesn't screw anything up.
Yeah, VK on the mediums, but quickly, tonight's action is brought to you again by Positive Perception Media Design Products. Head over to their Instagram as it is the place to see the most colourful GT cars on the internet. I always look forward to seeing their new posts on their Instagram and Facebook. Please go over there, check them out, give them some likes. As VK says, a 127.888, one ring, a 130.1 and a 128 for Yusuf. Not the best lap times for some of the drivers, but there's plenty of room for improvement.
It's a really good lap from VK. He's about on par with LB because you lose around half a second on the mediums around here. So he's right up there with the pole position. Well, with the provisional pole position holder at the moment. Tinoz goes P7, so he'll be wanting to do better than that. The championship leader. as Bumblebee comes back into the pits. RJP4 in the McLaren, the reserve driver today, who hopefully I think we need to not say his name so much today.
Yeah.
I think that's what did it last week. So yeah, we'll keep him in our thoughts, but yeah, but I've just noticed, look at from second, Muhiti goes second with a 27.6. Great lap from the Ferrari driver. But yeah, 900ths of a second between second and seventh, and not seventh, sixth.
These are going to be some very, very strong qualifying laps and a very close qualifying session, I think, that could prelude a very competitive race. But we will yet to see. Ferrari had quite a slow start to their season. We are only, of course, in the third race of the season, as VK is coming across the line for another timed lap. No improvement thus far. We'll keep an eye on that as his teammate Harry Biggs. He's coming into the pit lane, but he's got himself up into P4 thus far. So VK's been knocked down a little bit. I think there's an AlphaTauri of Hartmann about to start a lap. Ollie Oliver's out on circuit as well on his first out lap. Let's ride on board with Stingray in the Haas, who's invalidated his lap, so we won't see any lap time for him just yet. So I think the first driver to come along will be VK, I think, by the looks of it, to come across the line. As he set a purple sector 1 as VK, so we're keeping an eye on the Mercedes driver. Yet to score points in any of the Tier 2 races, I believe. If I've got my stats correct.
No, you're absolutely right. Well, actually, with the exception of, I think he scored points in Season 2. Yes. No, not Season 2, Season 1.
Season 1.
Season 1... Yeah, he got himself a win in Baku in Season 1. He finished all 3 races he competed in Season 1.
There we go then. So the stats man. Right, as usual, as VK is coming into the pits. So I think he invalidated that lap time. So we'll ride on board with Hartmann. Fast driver in his own right. I've had the pleasure of racing against him in the sprints. And he's coming down, sets of purple sector 2, so this is looking like a good lap time from Hartmann in the AlphaTauri as he comes through Stowe Corner now and down toward the Val chicane. Looking for a nice clean run through this chicane, get the best exit possible down toward Club Corner, onto the Hamilton straight now. It's going to be a 1:28.2, so not the fastest of laps, only putting in P9. But I'm sure he'll be looking to improve. There he is then, the championship contender from last season. Certainly a contender this season. He's currently second in the championship, I think. I might be wrong. I was looking at it earlier, but it's a P2, so it's a 10th off of LB's time of a 1:27.3.
Yeah, he's definitely got more in him. He won't be happy with that lap, I don't think.
No, certainly not.
He did go pretty wide through Stowe, I was watching, so I think that's the main place he can improve. Yeah, it's really tough to find those improvements on this track sometimes, because you can do a lap that feels perfect and then be 2/10 off where you were before and not know why. So it's an infuriating track to qualify on, I will say.
Yeah, it certainly is. Every lap can feel like you've aced the circuit, but the lap time just doesn't come sometimes around here. I think my best qualifying... I think I've qualified on pole around here in a Formula 2 race. Can't quite remember. I know I dominated that race and won on a balanced setup, but less of my accolades. My time in APPF1. We're watching Tier 2 at the moment. 15 people currently watching so far. Thank you for joining us. Make sure you do like the stream and subscribe to the channel if you aren't. 55% of the people who watch my streams are not subscribed, so please hit that subscribe button. It really will help out. Supporting our commentators, this, that and the other. But anyway, we're going to watch QB come through Club Corner and set a lap time on the mediums of 1:30.7. Settles him in P13 at the back of the grid thus far.
Tommy Alex flat through Cops. He's got some confidence in that McLaren today. Hopefully we'll see him far up the grid. As oh no, he messed up Beckett's there very much, and he's invalidated his lap, in fact. So yeah, went very wide on that left-hander and completely messed him up for the rest of the corner. So he's going to have to go again.
It's a shame. I think the Monkey Mafia is coming through Sector 3 now. Yeah, he's down at the Vale Chicane right now. He's going to set his first lap of the session. It's looking like a quick one. It's going to be in the 28s, a P11 for the Alpine.
Not too bad an opener, as we've got SW coming round. So, no, he's going into the pits, so obviously he wasn't happy with that one, and we can see why by the time, 1:31 as he goes.
Harry Bix is on a lap, coming through Stowe Corner there. Sorry to cut you off there, Ghost. He's coming down towards the Vale Chicane.
3/10 up on his previous best, so this could be a provisional pole time from Harry Bix if he can nail the third sector. Here he comes. Is it in the 26s? Not quite, but it is on provisional pole, a 27.2 from the Mercedes.
One ring as well. What can One Ring do? Any improvement from him? No, I think that was just an outlap as Tinnels goes P4.
Much better.
Yusuf goes into P9 with an improvement on his lap time. I think QB goes a little bit higher. No, I was wrong. I think that's Stingray starting a lap. VK is on an out lap, which is invalidated, but that's not going to matter too much. I think LB is on an invalidated lap right now, which means Krauser will be the next to come and set a lap time, coming down through the Vale Chicane once again for his second lap of this qualifying session. Through Club Corner, can he get on the row with his teammate?
Whoa.
Yeah, not quite on the same row as his teammate, but just one place behind him in P3 as he sets fastest sector 3, I believe.
Brilliant lap from Krauser. He'll be very happy with that. As I think not too many people on track, although LB, here he comes. Oh no, he's invalidated, never mind. So yeah, it's going to be a while until someone crosses the line next. But yeah, Krauser's massively improved this season, and I think one of the main reasons why is because he turned his manual gears on. So he's been running with manual gears, and it's once you get used to it, it takes a while to get used to, but once you get it, it's so much faster. So unsurprising to see that he's improved, but impressive nonetheless, as I think that's Stingray coming across the line for his first lap of the session that's not going to be invalidated, and it's going to be in the 29s.
A respectable lap, just going ahead of QB there. I think things are calming down. I think VK is coming across the line. Let's see if he can get himself further up. He's ditched the medium tyres in favour of the softs. Coming through Club Corner and across the line for pole. It's a Mercedes 1-2 currently provisionally with Red Bull coming 3 and 4 at the moment. A great lap from VK.
It's just like real F1.
Yeah. I'll have to keep an eye on this as it develops. Most of our drivers in the pits. Madman on a lap now. He's just started. We'll keep an eye on the Williams then as he comes along. I think he's the only other driver on an actual lap because I think Stingray and VK are on a cooldown lap. Coming down through the loop now, looking for a good exit. We'll watch the sector times as he comes down the Wellington Straight and across the first sector line.
Yeah, here he comes. He's looking for an improvement. It's not an improvement yet, but we know that the main place that he lost time that I saw anyway was through Stowe. So if he can nail Stowe this time, I think he'll be still up on his time. He does need to nail everywhere else as well, though. I think he lost some time in Maggots and Beckett's as well. It wasn't the cleanest. So will he be flat through Cops? Yes, he did lift slightly, and he's gone through it in 7th gear. I find it really interesting to see the gear selection from those on manual gearboxes through some of these corners on this track, because it can vary quite dramatically. As he comes through Beckett's, I think he nailed that. What's the sector time? Yeah, he is up. 10th up. But he needs to nail Stowe now.
Yeah, not sure it's going to be the best, but Stowe will give him some more lap time as he didn't do it so great. It looks pretty good from what I saw on the off-board shot there, so he's coming down toward the Vale Chicane. This could be quite the improvement from Madman Ollie Oliver in the Williams. He's coming down through the final couple of corners now, through Club Corner to come across the line. Is it going to be provisional pole? Oh, not quite, but it splits the Mercedes up just about. This is a very tight qualifying session between the top probably about 4 or 5 cars here.
I think we'll see Madman go around the track and then do another lap on those tyres, because if he comes into the pits, he's not going to have enough time to set another one. So yeah, but he is on the front row at the moment. But again, I don't think he'll be happy with that. He's done a 26.4 in time trials, so 8/10 behind he's not going to be too impressed with himself. But he has split the Mercedes for now.
Yeah, just looking for our lead driver on an out lap right now, and I think there's a couple actually on laps. Yeah, that's Hartman on a lap. Stingray's invalidated. QB looks like he's on a lap as well. We're right on board with Hartman. I think Hartman will be the first across the line, as we've only got 2 minutes left of the session. I think my clock is the correct time this time.
It is.
Good. I'm glad. I hope that was taken out in the patch. Hartman's car looks very dirty, doesn't it? It's really like, he must have had like a crash or something. It looked really dirty. But anyway, he's coming through Maggots and Beckett's.
Yeah, I was just about to say Pommy Alex looked like he was on a good lap, but then went very wide through, what's the corner after Wellington Straight?
Cops. No. Brooklands.
Brooklands, yeah, he went very wide through Brooklands and abandoned the lap as Hartman's 3,000ths up on his previous best, so he needs to nail Sector 3 if he wants to get further up the grid.
Well, I did see him take a little slide as he came into the Val chicane. It's not going to be much of an improvement. It's only putting him up into P11, just ahead of Pommy Alex, who's coming into the pit. I'm not sure he's going to have enough time to come out and set another lap, though. We'll try and see who else is out. Is that SW? Yes, he's coming down toward Club Corner, setting a first lap of the session. It's looking like a fairly quick one. Puts in P13. Not too bad from the Williams, but outside of the top 10.
LB's coming through Sector 2. He's a 10th down on his time, so don't expect any improvement from him. As Crozer is 1.5 up on his previous lap, though, so if he can nail Maggots and Beckett's, he will be right up there and maybe even be in front of his teammate for the first time this season in a qualifying session.
Yeah, certainly so. Let's keep an eye on that timing board for LB. It's a slight improvement, but it's not going to take first place. So VK's still on provisional pole for now. VK's coming down through Vale chicane to start his final lap of the race, so maybe he can get into the 26s. Who is that coming across? Is that Monkey Mafia coming through next? No.
Madman's 2/10 up. Sorry to cut you off. He's 2/10 up. Over 2/10. He could get in the 26s, like I predicted. Here he comes around Stowe. That's much better through Stowe. Much, much better. Hugged the inside of the corner. And I think he'll be well into the 26s here. Madman's really nailed this final lap. Round he comes through the final corner. It's going to be a 26. Yes, 26.9.
VK is only 1/100th of a second up on his time, so I'm not sure if this is going to be good enough to take pole position off Ollie Oliver, but he's still got 2/3 of the track left to go. It would be helpful if I could speak today, but anyway, he's coming down through Cobb's Corner. He's got to nail Maggots and Beckett, and he's got to nail that Stowe corner if he wants any chance of getting on pole position for this race.
The reigning champion had a huge moment in Sector 2, and he's abandoned that lap, so Bumblebee will be all the way down, maybe out of the top 10 if Yusuf can beat him, but he doesn't, so Bumblebee will be P9. But we have seen him fight his way up the grid from a poor qualifying before, so don't count him out just yet. Here comes VK, but he's invalidated at Stowe, and he will be heading into the pits. So it will be Madman on pole by the looks of it, because LB's in the pits as well, and yeah, that is it for qualifying. So I'm happy that I got the prediction.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have quite the race on our hands.
For sure, everyone's looking pretty close, as is tradition around this track.
Yes. Rick has said that record around here is a 26.826. Actually, you know, I've only got one APPF1 lap record I was looking at, and that is in F1 2020 around this track. I think it was for qualifying. I think.
Yeah, Sumo quali record 125.2. So there you go. You've beaten everyone.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got pole position in Tier 1, Season
Tier
1.
1. Oh, of course.
Race 1 as well. You got the
Yeah.
first ever league race pole in APPF1.
Wow. That's a
That's pretty good.
record. A shame that I crashed at Cops Corner and lost the race. It could have been a Renault 1-2 for Sonic and I, but...
Well, Muhiti got a 5-place grid penalty for a collision with Harry Bix, by the way. I'm not sure what happened. But the Turkish man will be finding himself 5 places further down. But it is Madman on pole indeed, with VK joining on the front row. LB and Harry Bix make up the second row. Then Crozer with a good qualifying again, but can't quite beat his teammate in P5. RJ P6, a strong showing from the reserve. The championship leader Tinoz P7, Muhiti in P8, although he will drop. Bumblebee P9, Yusuf P10, Hartman 11, Pommy Alex, and then SW, who with a poor qualifying actually, Monkey Mafia, One Wing, and then the other two, QB and Stingray. Yeah.
I think what happened to Muhiti was that I think he might have had contact with somebody going into the pit lane, as I did see a load of Ferrari wing scattered across the pit entrance. So that might have been what happened there. But anyway, so waiting for the race to start. 14 people currently watching. Please make sure you like the stream and subscribe if you're not already, as you're not going to want to miss this race.
Yeah, Muhiti just said in Discord that he said he wanted to start a fast lap, and he thought the Mercedes in front of him wanted to go in the pits and misjudged it and went into the back of him. So unfortunate for the Ferrari driver. He was looking on for a good qualifying, but he'll be starting down in P13. But hopefully he can still have a good race. It's you never know what's going to happen around this track, even in the dry. Especially with Bumblebee on the track as well. He's down in P8. He'll be hoping for another trademark Bumblebee charge up the field. So I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Why can't I change my camera? Anyway, everybody's starting on softs except for One Wing, who is on the hard tyres. Strange strategy for One Wing, and I don't think Yusuf's actually dropped as far down as we initially thought. He's in P9. Oh no, it's Mahiti. Sorry,
yeah.
Who had the penalty? There we go. My camera's changing now. It's behaving. So it's going to be Ollie Oliver versus Mercedes versus Red Bull, as those are the top 5 cars. I'm not sure what's going on in the constructors at the moment. We'll have a quick look, because I've seen the Drivers' Championship at the moment, and it's looking very, very close indeed. But we're yet to get too deep into the season at the moment. Let's have a look at the current standings.
Very close.
It is very close indeed. Alfa Romeo only 2 points ahead of Red Bull, who are in turn 9 points ahead of AlphaTauri. So it's looking like Red Bull and Alfa Romeo for the Drivers' Championship at the moment, with Mercedes right down the bottom. So Mercedes are yet to get themselves on the score sheets. And yeah, Tinoz leading the championship by 1 point ahead of Madman Ollie Oliver, and Monkey Mafia sat in third place with our defending champion Bumblebee, tied on points with the People's Champion. So we'll have to wait and see what those guys can do.
Yeah, One Wing on the hards. I'm not too sure about that one. Maybe he's seen rain in the distance, maybe, and he wants to not have to pit until the rain. I think if that's the only explanation I can think of. Is you would never put hards on around this track, unless you start on mediums and there's an early safety car. So yeah, I'm trying to work that one out, but I'm sure he knows what he's doing.
Certainly an odd strategy call there. We'll see how he gets on. He is way down in P15 right now, so it could pay off for him in the long run. But anyway, Ollie Oliver's going to take his grid spot as we get ready to start this race. Oh, it's nerve-wracking part. It's a short run down to turn 1. It's a fast corner as well. Hopefully we can see all the drivers make their way through safely, but we are going to be getting ready for those green flags and those 5 red lights.
Oh.
3, 2, 1. And it's lights out for the British Grand Prix here at Tier 2, and it looks like Ollie Oliver's got himself a decent start. It looks like Harry Biggs has got a great start. He's jumped LB off the start. As they go through the first corner, there's a few cars off the circuit. It looks like a Ferrari and maybe a Haas.
Bumblebee's one of them, Bumblebee.
Oh, Bumblebee's off the circuit. That's not good for the defending champion, as there's a Red Bull going straight down the inside of the loop on Harry Biggs. He's coming right back at him. There's a bit of contact between Ollie Oliver and VKTFO as they navigate through and down onto the Wellington Straight. And there's a Ferrari round of the wall there. That was a huge crash. I think that's going to be a safety car. Oh, it's Monkey Mafia's also off the circuit as well. That might just not be a safety car there. But action on the first lap.
Yeah, Hartman and Pommy Alex side by side. Are they going to do a Hamilton into Cops? No, they're not. But everyone following through, pretty standard at the moment. But yeah, awful start for Bumblebee, among others. Let me see, position change. Yeah, so awful start for Bumblebee, and Yusuf got a terrible start as well. RJ didn't get the best start, down 3. And yeah, of course, Harry Bix jumping LB at the start as well. It was a great start from the Mercedes. Here comes Hartman on Pommy Alex. They're side by side coming into Stowe. I think this is the only battle on track at the moment. Round the outside goes the AlphaTauri, and he does get the move done. So Hartman up to P7.
Yeah, great start from the Haas cars. They're both up 5 places, capitalising on one ring on hards and the crashes that happened on the first lap. But Bumblebee's got it all to do if he's going to try and catch up, and I think he's peeling into the pits. He's got damage.
Very unfortunate for the Alfa Romeo. He's going to be fuming and hoping for a safety car. Yusuf gets himself a 5-second penalty for speeding as well. That's all he needs at the moment. Yeah, the 2 AlphaTauris, 6 and 7. It's Madman, and then the 2 Mercedes, then the 2 Red Bulls, then the 2 AlphaTauris, then the 2 McLarens, and then another Williams rather.
Yeah, it's a team sandwich between 2 Williamses there, and it's actually also then 2 Haas cars, then 2 Alfa Romeos, and then a Rogue Alpine, and then 2 Ferraris.
Indeed, yeah, it's very, very coordinated. Well done, everyone.
This was planned from the start, I see, as Pommy Alex runs a little bit wide in the pursuit of Hartman as he comes through Cop's corner. It's very close. He's practically pushing him through Maggots and Beckett's down toward the Chapel Curve now. Pommy Alex looking for the better exit against the AlphaTauri. Our people's champion. Is he going to go for a move down towards Stowe? I'm not sure he's got enough on him for now. He didn't get the better exit, although he is closing just a little bit, you can see there. But he's going to come through Stowe, and he's going to try and just slot in behind and wait for an opportunity to come at Hartman.
Yeah, it's very close at the moment. No one's really giving an inch. Sometimes you need someone to make a mistake around this track to really have a go at them, as SW runs very wide out of the final corner. But yeah, no real major battles going on. Everyone is following each other at the moment, which you do get at Silverstone sometimes. But yeah, as I say, all it takes is a mistake, and suddenly it's back on. So especially with DRS now enabled, and
VK
Harry
is
he's
on the
right
attack.
Up with Madman. Harry Bix falling out of DRS range of his teammate, which could leave him vulnerable to LB if it continues as well. Hartman just behind the championship leader of his teammate as well.
Harry Bix has got back in the DRS. VK made quite a big mistake. He ran very deep into Brooklands, which cost him a lot of time to Madman, so he's going to have to try and make that back up. So it's going to be a 4-car battle for first place at the moment. This is very interesting as well, and it's also AlphaTauri versus McLaren at the moment. It's now looking like AlphaTauri versus AlphaTauri as Hartman is on the attack on his teammate. He's looking to the inside, but Tinnels covers him off well. They'll be going down the hangar straight, and they'll all have DRS. Tinnels won't. Tinnels is going to be vulnerable here, as he's going to be almost 3 wide as Hartman gets through. Pommy Alex gets through as well, and Tinnels loses 2 positions in the process. LB only 3/10 away from Harry Bix at the moment, but not able to make a move. The moves are going in the midfield at the minute. RJ's getting involved in this fight as well. So Alpine and McLaren, not Alpine, AlphaTauri and McLaren, sorry, getting really in the mix, really dug in this fight.
Yeah, Tinnels absolutely mugged there. He didn't have the DRS from Krause. He fell out of range and paid the price. Two cars overtaking him as Crozer now goes down the inside of his teammate. The two Red Bulls side by side. They're losing time to Harry Bix. Crozer is squeezed out, and 3 seconds they've lost to Harry Bix. So I think LB may have made a mistake. That's the only explanation I can think of.
Yeah, here he comes, Crozer again. He's got the DRS. He's up the inside of his teammate around Brooklands. Hartman's looking for a way through as well. There's a whole train of cars going down here from 4th all the way down. They've lost a lot of time to the top 3 now. The Red Bulls fighting with each other. LB going side by side with his teammate. He's going to get the inside. Hartman as well's in there. This is incredible stuff from these 3. They're all coming through. Cops Corner side by side goes the Red Bull and the Alpha Tower. And there's so much going on. Almost contact as Tommy Alex gets involved in this action as well. They're all going into Maggots and Beckett's now. They're all funneling into a single file line now as they're all sort of backing out and being sensible. There's a Alpine off way further down. Yellow flags in sector 1, but we'll ignore that for now.
LB's going to get mugged here. He's got Crozer and Pommy Alex. Pommy Alex doesn't know where to go. Hartman might get involved as well.
Pommy going round the outside. The People's Champion going to get both Red Bulls.
What a move, but Crozer's going to have another go. Breaks late down the inside. Can he get the move? Pommy Alex is going to have the inside for the next part as LB goes down the inside. And there's contact between
as
the
well.
2 Red Bulls.
Crozer loses out.
Crozer loses out in the contact.
And then VK's very close to the back of Madman Ollie Oliver now. He's going to try and get him along the Wellington straight now. There's action in these first 5 laps of the Silverstone Grand Prix.
Hartman really looking for a way through LB as well. We've got to turn our attention to the front. VK down the inside of Madman. He's ahead before the corner. I don't think Madman's going to have too much to say about that, and he doesn't. So VK takes the lead of the British Grand Prix for now. Here's LB down the inside of Pommy Alex. There's contact. The Red Bull is round, and I think he bit off a bit more than he could chew there, and he's all the way down to P11, P12 behind the 2 Hasses. One Wing getting his way up the inside as well, so LB loses out in contact with the People's Champion. Here comes Madman as well. He's right behind VK again as they come through Maggots and Beckett's. He's going to have the DRS into Stowe. Can he get the exit? Yes, he can. It looks like a good exit, so VK's on the defensive here. Crozer gets himself a time penalty, but Madman comfortably through before the corner, and that's the power of the DRS through there. If you get a good exit out of Beckett's, as here comes Hartman on Pommy Alex as well, but he can't quite make the move as of yet.
Yeah, VK quite sensibly didn't fight that too much. He knows that if he loses Madman, he's going to lose any chance attacking for the win of this race. VK just needs to hold it together and maybe even end up in the barrier. I'm going to try and reverse jinx it this time. I don't want VK to crash, but VK, please crash. As I think there's a bit of action going on here as Tinnels is trying to find a way around Crozer, but he's not quite. Crozer trying to hold him off as best he can. Tinnels really looking for a way round if he can get it. He's got RJ and SW right behind him as well.
VK makes the move on Madman again, same place as well. Ahead before the corner, Williams can't do much, but Tinnels
past Crozer. He's gone round the... Crozer looking for a way through. He's got a McLaren and a Williams nipping at his heels as well. He's trying to stay with it. Bumblebee gets a 3-second time penalty, way down in 14th. This is not going to be his best weekend at all.
That's his second 3-second time penalty in the same lap, so he's really struggling as Madman nearly has a go through Beckett on VK and gets a bit squirmy on the exit, but I think he's still going to have enough to get past. Yes, he is. VK with 70% ERS to Madman's 50, but Madman is comfortably through, and these two still battling.
Here comes Hartman on Pommy Alex.
The inside of Pommy Alex, yeah, he is.
And Crozer on RJ. Oh, they're going side by side through Stone. There's a little bit of contact maybe made between the two of them. Is RJ going to look to the inside of Vale? No, he's not. He's going to stay behind, but SW does. He dives right up the inside. A very opportunistic move. Looking to try and find a way around Crozer.
Well.
Oh, these 3 are really scrapping.
It's just that there's less than 3/10 gap between so many cars. Tinos, Pommy Alex and Hartman, big battle. RJ Blair, Crozer and SW, big battle.
Oh, even QB's getting involved back there as well with LB. Go on, QB.
This is what I mean. Everyone seems to be good at this track. Like even the cars, the drivers, which
here
normally
comes Pommy Alex around the outside of Brooklands.
Yeah, sorry, round the outside.
He's going to get it done and claim left field for his own.
Just about misses the contact. Great move from Pommy Alex there. But yeah, even the drivers who can't usually keep up with the top drivers, suddenly around this track, it's like magic. Suddenly everyone is on a more level playing field, and QB able to keep up with the big boys, and Stingray up as well into P10. Keeping one wing behind. Can VK get back past Madman up into Stowe? No, he can't. He doesn't have the pace or down the straight. So Madman will hold the lead for now. As Hartman now down the inside of Pommy Alex. It's comfortably ahead before the corner once more. And a lot of DRS passes going on, but there's some side-by-side action as well. Here comes Pommy Alex. Is he going to dive to the inside? Yes, he is, but he's not going to be late enough on the brakes to challenge Hartman.
Hartman runs a little deep.
Takes the line. He does run a little deep, but Pommy Alex too far behind to take advantage. As QB LB into the pits, in fact, so he'll be going on to the mediums until the end, hoping to undercut and make his way back up the field a bit.
VK on the attack again. He's closing in on Madman. He's going to look for the inside of Brooklyn's. Madman not fighting it too hard as VK comfortably gets ahead and gets a 3-second time penalty though, so that's going to affect his race. As there is a huge battle for P4 raging on right now. We've got Hartman, Pommy Alex, Tenos, Krauser, RJ and SW. That's 6 cars all fighting for P4.
Wow. All less than a second of each other. RJ, is he going to do a Hamilton and Verstappen on Krauser? He is. He's going to go down the inside into Cops. This is tight. Krauser leaves him the space and goes wide. And they're going to be side by side into Maggots. Can they do it? RJ and Krauser. It's going to be tight. There's no contact. What brilliant racing. And RJ does make his way up as Madman gets past VK again into Stowe while we were watching that. So they're still battling up front, but wow, as Krauser now back on the attack around the outside of Stowe. I don't think he's going to make that work, but he's going to get the cutback. Round he goes, and around the outside now he's going to have the inside for the next corner as SW dives into the pits just behind Krauser. He's going to have the inside, but he can't quite get the pace out the corner. And RJ Blair keeps the position for now as SW gets himself a 5-second pit lane speeding penalty, unfortunately.
Oh, it's Stingray and One Ring going for a bit of a battle. Stingray getting up ahead, runs very wide and cuts across farm, and One Ring gets back ahead of him as VK and Ollie Oliver look like they made a little bit of contact there, perhaps. I'm not quite sure exactly what happened between the two of them, but they suddenly were going very slowly.
Oh, VK nearly spins it.
And Harry Bix is going to be invited to go straight past his teammate.
He is indeed. VK just trying to get too much out of those worn tyres now. As oh, in fact, he's got no front wing. He's got no front left end plate. That's why.
They did make contact then.
Yeah, there was contact. I don't think we saw it, but he's going to be into the pits, and he's not going to be happy. But at least he is still in the race. But Madman will be happy to see the back of that Mercedes as Harry Bix now goes chasing after the Williams.
Yeah, and he looks like he's closing in quite well. He's already at 1.2 seconds, 1.1 seconds as he's closing in on that Williams. So I think he's found a little bit more pace as Madman peels into the pits. It's a very long pit lane round here, so the undercut doesn't always work. So this is going to be very interesting to see what positions change in the pit lane. But SW, LB already on fresh mediums. LB way down the order right now. He's way behind Bumblebee, who hasn't stopped yet. Let's see what Madman does. It's going on to mediums, so it's looking like a one-stop race for everybody. It's very easy to do. This track is very kind to the tyres, usually, as Pommy Alex and Hartman are still going at it.
Although Bumblebee did go onto the softs at the beginning, so he will have to stop again. He's going to be hoping for another safety car. I'm not sure he's going to get it, though, as Hartman's out of ERS. You can see by the flashing red light on the back of that AlphaTauri, and Pommy Alex will see that, and he'll know that he has an opportunity to get past Hartman at the next straight.
100% battery for the People's Champions.
Yeah, wow. He's conserved it well, as... yeah, Harry Bix is looking to gain as much time as he can. He needs a really good outlap here if he is coming in this lap to try and challenge Madman as they both come out. Crozer still just behind RJ, but he's gone very wide from Beckett's. Does he have damage? I don't think so. No, he doesn't. At least not visibly. I think it just went a bit wide there. Pommy Alex having a go at Hartman as Harry Bix does come into the pit. So watch Madman. Pommy Alex also into the pits, but watch Madman. He's just coming through Beckett's now, I think.
Yeah, he's coming down the hangar straight right now. He's coming in towards Stowe Corner. So Harry Bix into his pit box. He's going to put on some medium tyres. He's going to come out now. Madman has just come round Stowe and is coming down to the Vale chicane.
It's going to be close.
He was 10th up on his best lap time just now. That might just put him ahead. Here comes Madman. He's coming through. He's coming through Club. I think Madman is going to jump him.
It's going to be very close. He can see the Mercedes on his right. It's very close. They're side by side as they come out the pits, but it's Madman just about ahead. As Harry Bix has a little bit of a squirm on those fresh medium tyres. As pit stops going on all over the place, so places switching around.
Oh, and there goes Pommy Alex! He's spun on his fresh tyres and lost his wing!
Oh, disaster. It's so easy to do on those mediums, on those fresh mediums as you come out the pits, and he's going to be devastated. He was driving so well up to that point, as now Harry Bix just behind Madman. He's using a lot of ERS. They're already down to 50%, but so is Madman. So neither of them have got too much in the tank, so it's looking pretty even. Madman's got another Mercedes in his mirrors now. Yeah, here comes Harry Bix. VK hasn't lost that much, actually. He's only down to 8th. I don't know where he'll be in the end when everyone else pits. All the top 4 still haven't pitted. As here comes Harry Bix now, he's going to have the DRS down the inside. Hartman and RJ both into the pits, but here comes Harry Bix. They're squeezing each other as they come down to Stowe. Madman all the way around the outside. There was a bit of contact there. Harry Bix managed to keep the car on the track, and Madman stays ahead for now. Where are Hartman and RJ going to come out? Are they going to come out ahead or behind VK? It remains to be seen. As Madman now sets the fastest lap on those fresh mediums.
Yeah, certainly one wing on his hard tyres is leading this race right now, and he would be hoping for a safety car for sure, because if it does come out, he's got the choice.
Madman down the inside of Harry Bix, sorry to cut you off, and he's going to have the DRS from QB just ahead, who still hasn't stopped. So opportunistic move there from Harry Bix. Madman had to react as he turned in. He nearly goes into the back of QB, and Madman has to react to that as well.
As around the outside.
Penalty. He's trying to get past the Haas as soon as he can, and it looks like he is going to do so, as QB doesn't put up too much of a fight. Actually, he is putting up much of a fight. He used overtake there. He nearly went towards the outside of Cops, but he does in the end back out. And here comes Madman now down the inside into Maggots. This is very risky. All he needs is patience, and that was obviously going to happen. QB is spun. And yeah, I think Madman just needed some patience there. He was going to get him at the DRS anyway. He didn't want to lose out to Harry Bix, I guess, but QB now has spun, and we might see that in the steward. So I don't know, if Madman gets himself a 5-second penalty post-race for that, having won the race, he's going to be very, very angry with himself, I think.
Yeah, certainly so. Looks like LSW and Krauser are having a little bit of a skirmish. Down in P8 and 9 through Stowe Corner there. RJ Blair's just ahead of him as SW sends one up the inside of the Vale chicane. Really sending it, and leaving Krauser to react. Luckily,
yeah, wow.
Oh,
sorry, go on.
Luckily QB had no damage, but he's peeled into the pit lane.
Yeah, it's a shame. I mean, he did have to pit anyway, but he's lost a huge amount of time, and he's going to be right back behind everyone again, as after he was going for a bit of an unorthodox strategy and hoping to benefit, but of course, in a tussle with the leaders, managed to end up facing the wrong way. Madman still right behind the Mercedes. They're 7 seconds down on one wing. They are catching him, but one wing is yet to pit. Any other battles? Yeah, Crozer and SW still going at it as well. VK just behind Tinoz, so hoping to get himself back on the provisional podium.
Yeah, there's a lot of battles going on.
Yeah, here comes Madman now, round the outside of Harry Bix. It looks like he's going to get it, yeah, well before Stowe. So Madman back into P2, which is essentially P1, if we discount one win.
Oh, here comes RJ on Hartman. RJ's going round the outside as well. He's going to get it way before the braking zone. RJ covers off the RP. Ooh.
Bit of a squirm as he went into Stowe. I think he clipped the grass. But Hartman can't quite take advantage. He's going to go for the switcheroo, though. A double switcheroo as he tries to go down the inside, but he doesn't quite have the bravery to try that. And I don't blame him at all. So RJ stays in front for now.
VK on Tinos here as well. There's a fight for second, a fight for fourth, a fight for sixth.
Here comes Harry Bix. Sorry to cut you off. Down the inside, he had a look, but he didn't go for it. He stayed behind the Williams for now. He knows his better chances at the Wellington. Not the Wellington.
Here comes VK on Tinos. He's going round the outside of Brooklands. He's going to get the move done, I think. Is Tinos going to come back at him? No, he's not. Harry Bix is going to cover him off well. Tinos looking for the better exit as they come down toward Woodcott, but VK's covered him off. So VK takes P4 for now.
Yeah, Tinos just lost out there, the championship leader, but he'll know that VK's got that penalty. So if Tinos can just stay with him, he'll still be ahead of him technically.
Tinos pushing him through Maggots and Beckett's here.
Yeah, he really was. They both got similar ERS, so there's not much disparity there, but VK gets a much better exit out of Beckett's, and I don't think Tinos is going to have the overtaking opportunity here.
I don't know, he's closing. Ooh. He looked for it, but he backed out quite sensibly there as it wasn't quite going on. But Hartman has got himself up ahead of RJ Blair.
RJ's going to have a look, though. He has a look down the inside into the next corner, but he can't quite make it. Can he go for the switcheroo? No. So Hartman will stay ahead there. As Monkey Mafia gets himself another time penalty, and the man currently third in the championship. If it stays like this, he's not going to be third in the championship for too much longer. Actually, he will be, because everyone behind him is also doing badly.
Harry Bix is coming again, but he's not quite close enough to make any moves. Krauser's involved in this battle now between Hartman and RJ. So Krauser will be looking for a way through on both of them if he can. Very low on ERS is Krauser compared to the others. But he's looking for a way through. I think RJ's going side by side with Hartman at the minute. They're going to continue to go side by side as they exit Brooklands and into Luffield now. And Hartman's going to come out ahead and on the run down to Woodcott. And I think Krauser's going to look see if he can find a way past the McLaren. But he's not quite going to get there. They're going to go single file down toward Cops now.
Here comes Harry Bix on Madman. Can he? I think he's a bit too far behind. He's not going to use his ERS, so he is going to stick behind the Williams for now.
Tinos looking for the better exit.
Yeah. Here he comes. He's going to have the DRS, but he's not using his battery. He's content to just stay behind the Mercedes, but I think the closing speed isn't going to give him much choice. Around the outside of Stowe, VK shows him the outside.
One wing's in the pits.
Yeah, he is. So he will be dropping down the grid. I'm assuming he's going to go on the soft, so I don't know where he's going to come out. Probably just with SW, I would say.
Contact between RJ and Krauser. Krauser stuck his nose up the inside of Vale, and RJ clipped his front left there. I'm not sure if that was because he didn't leave enough room. We might have a look at that later on in the steward's room.
I don't think there's damage to Krauser, luckily. As one wing does now come out the pit, so he's going to be just in a comfortable 9th place and looking to steal that fastest lap point, I think, on those soft tyres.
Yeah, 10 laps on soft tyres. He may even make himself up a couple of positions there. So starting on the hards might not have been so bad for him. He may even get driver of the day at the moment.
Here comes Harry Bix down the inside of Cops on Madman. Sorry to cut you off. They're side by side through Cops. It's remarkably clean. No contact at all. They're still side by side. No one willing to back out except Madman, who does indeed back out in the end. And he's going to be wanting the DRS up towards Stowe, but I don't know if he's going to have the pace. He does get a good exit, and Harry Bix isn't using ERS, so he is going to make the move around the outside of Stowe. That's not where you want to be. Harry Bix has a go. There's contact, and Madman stays ahead, but he's going to go down the inside. Madman just fends him off, though. Shuts the door entirely as Tinos now down the inside of VK, who tries to get a better exit out of Stowe, and round the outside he's going to go up to the next corner, but Tinos very late on the brakes and VK going to go for the double switcheroo, but Tinos is saying, no, none of that.
Pushing him through club corner was VK there. That was some incredible few corners of racing. As RJ is still on the pursuit of Hartman at the moment. But this battle for the lead is not going anywhere.
It is not, and battle for P3 isn't going anywhere as well, even with that penalty for VK, but you can't always rely on it. Anything can happen in motorsport, as Zach Sweeney likes to say, but here comes VK down the inside of the AlphaTauri, the championship leader, and he does take P3. Both Mercedes still in the race, I'm glad to report.
Yes, certainly so, but you know, anything can happen, guys, and I do hope that they crash so that they we can try and put the anti-jinx on anyone. But
here comes Hartman down the inside of RJ into Cops, maybe. Sorry to cut you off again, but he backs out of it in the end. Is he going to go side by side up into Maggots? Surely not. No, he backs out of that one as well. Very sensible from the AlphaTauri. But Tinos right behind VK now for P3 again. Here comes the championship leader. He wants himself another podium. It will be 3 races, 3 podiums for the championship leader. As he goes around the outside of Stowe, but he doesn't make the move. He's not going to be too aggressive here.
Hartman gets past RJ Blair towards Stowe. Sorry to cut you off there, Ghost. And RJ's going on the attack again. It goes side by side through Vale. And RJ goes round the outside of the Vale chicane and gets back ahead of the AlphaTauri.
Yeah, Hartman not willing to fight that one too hard. RJ very late on the brakes, and Hartman said, all right, off you go. I'll just have you at the next DRS zone. Because they are very similar on pace. Hartman driving very well today. Yeah, things still hotting up between those two. Tinos and VK are still within a second, although Tinos has fallen off a bit, and Harry Bix has fallen off Madman a little bit as well, but they're still very close.
Certainly so. All Tinos has got to do is stay in 3 seconds as Hartman goes up the inside of Brooklands on RJ Blair and gets ahead, just as you said he would.
He does. Both on the same age of tyres as well, so it's a very level playing field, although Hartman's got 10% less ERS. I used a bit of it there just to make sure RJ doesn't have a look into Cops.
Yeah. Meanwhile, One Ring is slowly creeping up behind Krauser at the moment. I think that gap was 5 seconds earlier. It's now down to 2.8, so he's very slowly creeping up. He may even see himself in the battle for P5 with Hartman and RJ.
Yeah, it's
here comes RJ down the inside of Stowe.
Yeah.
These two having a hell of a fight down there. Still wondering why RJ isn't a permanent driver in Tier 2.
Yeah. I think when those seats open for absence strikes, RJ, get your name in there. It doesn't matter if you don't make it to every race. Just get your name on the leaderboard. Because you deserve it, man.
He certainly does. He's racked up quite a fair few points, although we won't mention Hungary, where some bad things happened. But Harry Bix has got past Madman again.
He has indeed. But they're still very close between them, and neither of them have any penalties, so this is a genuine fight for the race win. As Madman's still just behind Harry Bix as they come through Cops. But Harry Bix has the ERS advantage, 35% more in the battery for the Mercedes. So
look at that, Williams. He's pushing him through Magus, Beckett, and then Chappell. He was so close to the rear end of that Mercedes. And he's coming again. He's got the DRS, and he's going to pull to the inside and go straight past the Mercedes.
I think this is going to be decided by ERS management, Sumo. I think Harry Bix has got this because he's got so much more in the tank than Madman. He's been much more sensible with his use of it, which is very unlike Harry Bix. So he's definitely maturing as a driver. As
here comes Hartman again.
Here comes Hartman.
These two chopping and changing positions. They've changed position almost once every lap so far, and that is going to start to invite the guys behind them into the battle as well, as SW is catching up to them. And One
Yeah,
Wing
One
now
Wing as well.
1.5 off of Krauser, so those soft tyres really working out. That strategy of starting on the hards really working out for One Wing as Harry Bix once again coming down toward Madman. He's going to look to the inside of Brooklyn's. Madman gives him the space, and Harry Bix goes up there quite comfortably, setting the fastest Sector 1 of the race so far. And he's going to keep Madman behind him at the moment. And Madman is not giving this up at all. Neither is RJ on Hartman, who is very close as they go down toward Brooklands. I think they're going to go for another switch of positions again as RJ looks to the outside. Hartman says, no, you don't. You've got to go the long way around, pal. And he goes very deep. There's a yellow flag. That's a Alpha Romeo. I think Bumblebee or Stingray perhaps has had a bit of an incident.
Oh, it might have been Bumblebee, yeah, actually, because he's definitely fallen away from LB. But here comes Madman again for the race lead. Down the inside of Harry Bix. Doesn't have to use any battery. The DRS is more than enough. And the Williams back into P1 as RJ now down the inside of Hartman through maggots. So they must have been side by side through cops or something.
Yeah, they were.
Hartman's going to have the DRS now on the McLaren. But he hasn't got much left in the tank, only 14%. So the McLaren's 50%.
Oh, he's going to the inside.
He tries to scare RJ off the track by having a look, but just ends up
SW is
now
getting
SW
involved
in the fight, yeah.
And One Wing has caught up to Krauser. He's 3/10 by him, so he's going to try and go through him. He's got that faster tyre on. 3-lap old soft tyres. This is an incredible race at the moment.
Yeah, those
as Harry Bix
really
again, he's going for it. Perhaps no, Ollie Oliver is holding him off at the moment. These two have been changing position. There's been battles up and down. It's just so hard to keep track of it all.
It is.
Yeah, Harry Bix, here he comes. He's going to sensibly not go on the attack through Cobb's Corner here, and they're going to follow through Maggots and Beckett. These two, I must say, have been really driving an incredible race so far.
They really have. It's great to see. One Wing still can't get past Krauser as of yet, but remember those penalties are going to cost SW and Krauser. They might both lose out.
He's closing. Madman's on the defence. That's a little bit of a late move from Madman there. Luckily, Harry Bix saw that one coming and managed not to go into the back of him, but that was cheeky.
It was, yeah. There was good reaction time from Harry Bix, and I have to say, from what we've seen from Harry Bix in the past, this is very measured and very controlled driving from the Mercedes driver as he pushes Madman through turn 1. And is he going to make the move down the inside? No, he's going to wait for the DRS. We've still got
RJ
5
and
laps to go.
Hartman going side by side through Vale once again. There's a bit of wheel banging between the two of them. Hartman gets up ahead as well. SW is looking to get involved now as well. One Wing still behind Krauser for the moment.
Here comes Harry Bix again down the inside. He gives Madman the squeeze into the curb, and he does make his way up into
RJ and Hartman going side by side through Farm and now through the loop. Hartman's got the inside line. RJ's got arguably the better run through the corner. He's going to have the DRS again. So RJ's going to go on the attack down to Brooklands. SW's very close and is looking to get involved as well. Hartman could be in a lot of trouble here from 2 cars now. But Hartman is holding off well. There's a yellow flag.
Bumblebee's retired.
Bumblebee's out of the session. He's retired, I think, in the pit lane. Or has he crashed?
In the pit lane.
He's in the pit lane.
Yeah, I think in the pit lane. He's given up. As RJ still right behind Hartman. It's Harry Bix and Madman swap positions again. Madman round the outside ahead before the corner. But I just saw a yellow fuel light on Harry Bix's car. So he's going to have to conserve fuel before the end of the race. Which might lose him the race, in fact. And he has a bit of a moment there at the final chicane. Another moment there.
RJ's going around the outside of Hartman. He does, and I think SW's now going to go on have a look at him. He is. Hartman very low on ERS as SW goes up the inside, so he loses 2 positions there. But Hartman gets the switch back on him. He's going to have the outside for Vale, but he backs out of it as SW covers him off on the inside.
Perfect for RJ. He really wanted them to fight. And RJ's definitely in the driving seat now. He's got 50% ERS to SW's 20 and Hartman 8. One Wing, by the way, still just behind them with 20% ERS.
He's got past Krauser now as well, so One Wing could get involved in this and get himself up a couple more places.
Yeah,
I think LB's in the pits now as well. He's going to go for fastest lap point. I don't know if Bumblebee's made 90% of that race, but I really don't think he should have retired.
No, I don't think he has made 90%. It's 2.6 laps, so no, that's too early. So he's going to score 0 points. So I think the reigning champion might have just taken himself out of the championship by retiring early and losing. Well, it would have been about 10 points there, maybe 11. So yeah, it's a shame for the Alfa Romeo, but he is out. We turn our attention back to the front. Harry Bix still just behind Madman, but he needs to try and conserve fuel now because that yellow light at the bottom right is going to be causing him some problems towards the end of this race if he doesn't start lifting and coasting. But he's still trying to battle with the Williams. They're still in a legit fight for the race lead. There's no penalties involved here. As Harry Bix practically pushing him through yet again. Yeah, it's still going on. SW nearly into the back of RJ as well as they break for the final chicane.
This is an incredible fight.
Hartman nearly loses it. Sorry to cut you off around the final corner and just about manages to save the car. So
One Wing within a second now. He's in DRS range now. So One Wing is going to be trying to cut his way through and maybe get P5 off of RJ.
Maybe, as Harry Bix gets himself back into the race lead. Both him and Madman have plenty of ERS, so it's going to be a clean, fair fight with 2.5 laps to go of this race. SW still can't get past RJ either. One Wing can't make his way through Hartman. He's currently in provisional P7 because of SW's penalty. Yeah, One Wing trying to cut his way through, as you say, as Madman now round the outside of Harry Bix, and again he's made the move before Stowe, and I think this might come down to who is going to have the DRS up towards Stowe on the last lap.
I think Madman's been saving a lot of his battery now, as Madman actually has more, a 60% battery, so Madman's realised what's going on here, and these two are going to be fighting all the way down to the wire. This is incredible stuff. There's been a fight for the lead from lap 1 all the way to lap 25, and it's going to continue toward the end of the race. We're going to continue to watch this now. We'll keep an eye on the midfield as it goes. SW 3/10 off RJ there, as Hotman's fallen well off, and is going to be vulnerable from One Wing on those soft tyres.
That retirement, by the way, also big for the constructors. Red Bull aren't doing great at the moment, but at least they've still got 2 cars in the race. Alpha Tauri currently 4th and 7th, so they're going to be sniffing in for the championship fight as well. And maybe even Williams with Madman and SW in 1 and 6 as well, so they're going to be in it. And the Constructors' Championship is going to be hotting up, but I think the drivers, because everyone just behind Madman and Tinoz aren't doing too great in this race, or have already retired in the case of Bumblebee. As One Wing does get past Hartman, but he gets a 3-second time penalty. So there goes his charge up the field, and Hartman just needs to stay with him. LB now sets the fastest lap. There you go. That's what he wanted to do, and he's going to have to get past Stingray as well to make it worth it. Yeah, this championship fight, the Drivers' Championship, is, after this race, is going to be between Tinoz and Madman. As LB tries to get past Stingray already, and he does get past the Haas on the inside of turn number 5.
So here's SW on the attack on RJ. He's got 11 seconds of penalties though, so it's not going to matter, but he's going to go up the inside and he's going to get the position. I was just having a look at the penalty situation, Ghost, and Tinoz is going to get himself on the podium once again.
Yeah, he is. 3 races, 3 podiums for Tinoz, but if Madman wins this race, in fact, if Madman even comes second, Tinoz is going to find himself... actually, no. Okay, if Madman comes second, Tinoz will still be leading the championship. So he needs to rely on Harry Bix here, as Madman is now out of ERS. He's down to 20% to Harry Bix's 45%, but Harry Bix is low on fuel, so it could come down to fuel in the end. What a twist that would be as they come down towards Cops. It's going to be Harry Bix with the DRS, but does he have enough fuel to get to the end of the race?
Well, I'm not sure. It's looking close. He's not too far behind, but he needs to nail this part of the track if he's got any chance of making the move down in towards Stowe.
Here he comes. He's definitely lost time through Beckett's. Madman absolutely nailed it, and he's got plenty of ERS. Actually,
that closing speed is...
Here comes Harry Bix. He's going to go for the switcheroo,
This could be a dive into the
doubt.
fail chicane. This is
I think
incredibly
it will
close
be.
racing.
He's going
Harry
to go
Biggs
for it.
is going to look for
Madman
it. Yes, he
defends. Harry
does.
Biggs goes for it. Oh, there's no
Very
contact.
close.
Madman cuts him off. And Madman does indeed win the British Grand Prix for the Williams team. Harry Biggs in P2. What a fight between those two. Fantastic racing. As here comes VK. Across the line is Tinnos going to be within the magical 3 seconds. 2.7. Yes, Tinnos gets himself another podium. And in fact, VK had 6 seconds, so it didn't matter anyway. SW in P5,
He's
but it's
going
going
to
to be
drop
RJ.
like a stone. He's going to drop even behind One Wing, I think. Yeah, behind Blair as Blair crosses the line. Behind Hartman as well. Is it behind One Ring too? Yes, it is.
Wow.
Yeah. One Ring up into P7. 11 seconds of penalties will do that for you. But what an incredible race we've had here at Silverstone as Krauser is just slowly making his way.
Oh no, he's waiting for LB. He's giving his teammate an extra point.
Oh, he's going to get him back in the fight here. Very slowly. Yeah, team orders. This is like when Michael Schumacher let Barrichello back past toward the end of a race. I think that was the right one. Yeah, it was.
Something like that.
I think so. I don't know. I didn't watch that race. I wasn't really. I don't think I was alive then. But wow, what an incredible race we've had. And One Ring has definitely got himself driver of the day today. That hard strategy paying off for him.
Absolutely. As he does get driver of the day from the game. But who's your pick, Sumo?
Wow. Honestly, I have no idea. You know what? After a whole season and two extra races of not scoring points, my driver of the day will go to VK for finally getting himself some points. He missed out on that podium because of that 3-second penalty, but P4 is nothing to scoff at.
Absolutely. I think that ends a streak of, I think it was 10 Tier 2 DNFs in a row, and VK gets himself some points finally in P4.
Incredible. Madman Ollie Oliver then is going to be your race winner after an epic fight between Harry Biggs, who joins him on the podium alongside Tinnos taking P2 and 3. VK finally finishing a race, ending a long streak of DNFs, takes P4 with RJ P5. Hartman takes P6. Two Yanks doing themselves proud. I thought Hartman was Canadian, I can't remember. But anyway, One Ring, one of our resident Canadians, finishes in P7 with SW, LB and Krauser finishing off the top 10. P11 goes to the People's Champion, who spun out during the first lap of his second stint, but P11 is a decent recovery for him. Stingray and QB getting a decent result there in the two Haas cars toward the back of the grid, with Monkey Mafia and Yusuf rounding off the rest of the finishers, and Bumblebee and Muhiti unfortunately not making the checkered flag.
So Madman is going to be leading the championship by 1 point after this race over Tinnos, and then it's going to be a very big gap back to third place, who I believe is going to be One Wing after this race. Is going to find himself in P3 in the championship, but he's going to also find himself, let's see, he's currently 7 behind and 6 behind, so he's going to find himself 13 points behind the championship leader, but he's going to be P3. That's how far behind everyone else is after this race. Tinnos and Madman, the only two to remain consistent so far this season. But LB, he's still in it. Don't count him out. He's still going to be quite a way behind, but there's plenty of time to go.
Yeah, we've had 3 different race winners in 3 races thus far. This championship is really heating up at the moment.
Yeah, and Tinnos on the podium all 3 times, and Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about my prediction of Tinos getting the most podiums this season.
Mm.
It was the pre-season race I said that.
Yeah, I can't remember what I said for mine.
I think can't remember either, mate.
I don't know, I'll have
I
to
think you
watch the
said
race
Bumblebee,
back
maybe.
and maybe write them down. But yeah, Bumblebee not having a great couple of Tuesday nights,
Nope.
which is a massive shame for the defending champion. As last season he looked so good. Um, but wow, an incredible race, one to remember and one worth a subscription to the channel, I think. For those of you who aren't already, make sure you have liked the stream and obviously subscribed to continue to follow the Tier 2 Championship, as next week we are on our way to the Netherlands, Zandvoort. A very twisty, tight roller coaster of a circuit that doesn't have too much overtaking, but it certainly has a lot of action for the drivers. And if I remember rightly, I had a great race around there, first win in a long time in the Sprint Championship. Wow.
Yeah. Well, what a
Well,
race! Tier 2 throws up yet another spectacle, and I'm very much looking forward to Zandvoort.
yeah, Zandvoort shall be incredible stuff. Well done to our Madman for winning the race and our podium finishers and everybody who finished the race, and everybody who took part. Um, but that's going to do us for tonight. We'll see you same time again next week, hopefully on time this time, for a race around Zandvoort on the beaches of the Netherlands. But anyway, I have been Sumo,
I have been Ghost.
and we will see you next time for round 4 of the Tier 2 Championship here at APPF1. See you next time.